Hello there, everyone! Welcome to the Fire Charm Circus. Quack! Quack!
Wow.
For some reason, the first sound routine of my streams is never audible. It's always starting from the second that I can hear the audio routine. Yeah, now I hear it. I don't know what it is with the first one, but I always kind of like get muted for some reason. Needs a little warm up, maybe.
I mean, do you have it in your starting screen?
Yeah, I have it on both all my screens. But yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to the circus. I'm Hida Fire Charmer, your succubus ringmaster and magician of the Fire Charm Circus. And I'm here with my troupe. Orion. Walks Ryan.
Hello.
We have Kutu. Coots.
Oh.
Hello. Yeah, I should just call you Coots because you're just getting confused whenever. Kuduru. And we have Kuduru forever.
That's me.
That's you.
Forever.
Kudu.
Forever.
And we have Chrono Bell coming in later, as per usual, somewhat. Let me shout everyone out on the Great Ace Attorney group here. There we go. And welcome everyone. How is everyone doing here? Good. Yes.
Yeah.
And do we still all remember what we did last time in the Great Ace Attorney?
As far as I remember, what is it? They were proving the blood thing, and we found like an extra bullet, and yeah.
We found an extra bullet, and then we proved that there might be a third, and that we trying to prove that there is a third person involved.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Belle, welcome.
Hi, Belle.
I'm sorry for being so late. Oh, wait.
Hey, you're way
You're
way earlier than usual.
You're all
True,
good.
that's true, but still, I am late. 10 minutes late.
No, it's still on time.
No, on the
And my
street.
sister is calling me. Give me a second.
That's okay. Well then, yeah, that's pretty much what we've done. Maybe I should wait till Belle's back so that we can recap it with Belle.
Okay, I am here.
Okay, Belle. Do you remember if I know what happened last time? Belle?
My
Okay.
brain is going blank.
Not
at the moment,
really.
but-
Okay. Previous time we established that we found during the summation examination we found like extra evidence, like the belt, the pouch that Sherlock always wears with him that's a bullet scraped on or actually got lodged into. So we found a third bullet and only 2 guns. So we established that there was a third person in the room with the burglars that probably shot his own gun as well. So we're trying to we did point out that it was Egg Benedict and that we're pulling him into the stand now.
They were like, "That's not his name," and we were like, "Well, yeah, we know.
Oh yeah, we know.
We're
Well, I
aware his
mean-
name. No one's fucking name is Egg Benedict. Thank you."
Really
Yeah,
hoping
that's-
it was his name.
Man, that's not his name.
That's not my
Shit.
But yeah, that's where we left off, and that's where we are going to start part 3 of this chapter. And as if everyone has their like little stream on, okay,
Yes. Making
then
sure
I
it's-
actually need to share it with stream. There we go. Let's continue the adventure of the unspeakable story. Part 3.
So many parts.
Yeah, well, this is the longest chapter ever. From my memory in Ace Attorney it is. Okay. The trial has been going on for 2 hours and 41 minutes, apparently. Because we started
Only
at 10.
2 hours?
We started at 10 a.m. I think. I mean, most trials in Ace Attorney starts at 10 a.m. But oh well.
Well, for us, it's been like weeks.
For us, it's been like... For us, like, it's been like 3-hour streams and like multiple parts. So it's like 6 hours or whatever. Okay,
Crazy.
let's go further. Gina, how are you holding up? Who's gonna do Gina again? Oh yeah, it was Ryan if Nate C is not around. I'm starting to feel quite warmly through her frequent cold shoulders by now.
Alright, let me swallow the noodle.
Swallow the noodle.
Anything.
Swallow the noodle.
Gotta swallow the noodle.
Are you alright? Why aren't you saying anything?
Maybe because she's ashamed to admit that someone is actually fighting for her and that she's I don't know.
Not tsundere.
She's being
She's an
Sun.
armchair psychologist.
What's the point, eh? I go to all the troubles and fight so hard for the likes of me.
What?
Well, you saw it. That picture.
What picture?
You mean this? The photograph taken by Holmes's red anti-recorder? Well, I didn't think it would have captured a scene like this, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Indeed.
It's hopeless. Anyone who sees us is gonna think I did it, ain't they?
Well, I won't pretend I wasn't a bit of a shock when the prosecution first presented it to court.
Surely you gotta have your doubts about me now. You can't still think I'm innocent.
Of course I can.
Actually, like IRL, pointing a gun at someone isn't a crime. It's shooting them with the gun.
Yes.
Isn't it?
But it does seem incriminating to have a gun and then later the victim turn out dead.
Yeah, I get
With
that.
said
Like, in all
gun
honesty,
being
she's still
empty.
innocent.
Genevieve, why don't you talk to us? Tell us what really happened that night.
Yeah, why always come after the fact with the freaking facts?
Eh?
There's cleverly... We've cleverly managed to piece together a lot of new information, but still, we'd really like to hear it from you.
We'd love to.
Alright then.
Finally! I was waiting for this. Why she didn't tell us before the trial?
Well, yeah, because we need to figure it out ourselves, right? Most of the time.
It's a mystery.
It was right after we had dinner together at your place, right, Iris? Then we all had a chat up in your office, didn't we?
Yes, I remember.
After that, I just couldn't get to sleep. So I slipped out and went down the street to the 2-1 to Winterbank's place. I had to know.
If Ayasoy was there or not. The Hound of the Baskervilles.
I don't it's about or nothing. But if you ask me, there's something in it that Holmes don't like. Some people he don't want people reading. So that's why he lied to Harris about sticking it with Ludwig Bindebanks for safekeeping. At least that's what I thought at the time.
So you broke into Windobanks.
I just had to know if it was there or not. I mean, I had no idea I was gonna kick off, did I? I struck the lock and snuck inside. It was dark as you like in there. So I gave the oil lamp on the counter a bit of wick, and that's when... I nearly died. I did. And next thing I knew... I grabbed the gun off the counter and was waving it in the air like... I don't know what.
Who was playing Win the Bank again? Oh yeah.
Kurudu.
Good.
Ah, you're the girl who wasn't here this afternoon. I didn't think pickpockets went in for armed robbery.
This is you know.
The mantle script. Have you got it here? Did Holmes leave a load of paper with you? A story.
I beg your pardon?
No, the something order. It's here. I want to see it.
I'm sorry, young lady. But I'd sooner die than relinquish an article belonging to one of my customers.
I don't want it. What were you thinking when I do it anyway? I just want to see if it's here. That's all.
Oh, you want to see it, do you?
I want to know if Holmes really pawned it here or not. Please, just let me see it and I'll go.
Oh, very well then. But for pity's sake, stop waving my gun around, would you?
Ah, so that's why they went in together.
Mm-hmm.
So then the old cove unlocked the storeroom door and we both went inside. And it was there, alright. The mantle script. Holmes weren't lying after all.
Well, she's certainly a street urchin for not knowing how to pronounce manuscript.
She's doing her
Or
best.
what it is.
Wow, making fun of illiterate orphans.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean like that. Come on.
And so
I'm gonna get canceled hard. Sorry, guys.
You did all that just to check for me, Jenny baby?
Anyway, then there was a bit of a kickabout in the main bit of the shop.
The Templar brothers arriving on the scene, yes?
What was that noise? Someone's breaking in!
Dear me, is there some burglars convention here tonight that I don't know about?
Burgers convention.
Drop my pen.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I was like twirling it in my fingers as I was like watching the stream and it dropped out of my fingers.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
I think I forgot to shut the door behind me. Sorry.
I'd better go and take care of it. Could I possibly have my gun back?
Oh, well, come with you, Anne.
Now don't be foolish, young girl. I must stay right here. I'll leave this room under any circumstances.
And with that, you took the gun out of my hands and walked back out to the shop. I hung back in the storm like you said, straining my ears in the dark to hear what was going on. It sounded like they got in a bit of a scrap. I started to think I should help, see? So I was just about to go out to the storeroom myself when...
2 bags.
I heard a couple shots go off. 2, I think. Almost at the same time. And there he was, right at me feet, lying face down on the floor. I was right next to the storeroom door, so I slammed it and shut it quick as you like.
Because you thought whoever had shot Windenbank might come for you.
Yeah, so I went to grab the old cove's gun. I figured I'd put up a fight at least. But when I got a better look at him, I knew. Windenbank was a goner. I felt funny in my head, all of a sudden kinda dizzy. And after that, I don't remember nothing.
That must be when you passed out, Gina.
If I had done what I had done, the old cove might still be alive.
Did you tell the police everything you just told us?
Of course I did, but didn't believe a word of it, did I? All they said was, if I keep telling lies, it'd make things even worse for me.
It'll be alright, Tinny Bean. Don't worry. Just stay strong a little longer. These rats put the real culprit through the mill.
That cove was there in the afternoon? That egg Benedict?
Egg Benedict.
I still remember how he looked at me like I was nothing. He was there that night.
We don't know his real name yet. I'm convinced he is involved somehow. Anyway, thank you for telling us what happened, Gina. I appreciate your honesty.
You what?
You can leave it all in View's capable hands now, Tinny Bean. Anyway,
Like she just has like a smoker voice. It's just a cough every now and then.
It's from all the smoke bombs.
anyway, Tinny Bean.
Mr. Naruto?
Yes.
Why can't you trust me? I don't get it. I mean, have you forgotten what happened here before? Come on, it was only 2 months ago. Me and Magundo, we told you a whole pack of lies. And you got a bug Turtle Wolf with them, even though he was a killer.
No, I could never forget that.
Oh,
I did what I thought was best at the time. But the pain of that errors of misjudgment doesn't get any easier to bear. Still, I don't forget that I also made you a promise. I told you I'd be on your side, to the bitter end, no matter what.
but what if I'm lying? You could be working to get another killer off the hook for all you know.
I was once in your position, Gina. I was accused during the trial.
You were?
Before I left Japan, I was accused of murder. And strange as it might sound,
times.
strange as it might sound, the circumstances of the crime were pretty damning. I'm pretty sure that no one would believe if it wasn't if it wasn't me who'd done it.
Oh, you?
But there was one other person stood up for me, who believed in me and was prepared to defend me. My best friend.
Oh.
Come on, Kutz.
Oh, it's been so long.
One more time!
What last
No one
time?
believes in you more than I do. Leave this to me. All you need to do is put your faith in me, and I'll do the rest.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I cried. But even then, somewhere inside me, I couldn't help thinking, surely he doesn't really believe in me. Not completely. But I was wrong.
Because of
As soon as my trial began, it was obvious that he had an absolute, unwavering belief in me. And in turn, I developed an absolute, unwavering belief in him.
Kind of looked like a cow emoji there for a moment. It's like that very carrot-looking mouth and
Ah,
the cartoony face.
since then I came to realize, if you want someone to believe in you, you have to believe in the other person first.
What are you saying?
I promise you, Gina, no matter what happens, I'll keep believing in you. So don't need to worry. I won't let you down.
Even though I'm a diver? And a no good liar?
You're not like Mudgundle, I know that.
Eh?
Even good people lie, Gina. Great, now I'm saying it like Gita. Fuck. Gina.
That's right. You're a friend to the baby.
Iris!
We know you better than you think. And we've come to the conclusion that you're someone we can trust.
Yes.
That's really all we need to know.
Exactly.
Miss Naruto, I
Belle, go ahead. Otherwise, you probably won't be speaking anytime soon.
Defendant Gina Lestrade and their legal representative.
I'm done.
Court proceedings are about to resume. Please lead into the courtroom immediately.
Wait, that's Belle?
Yes.
What the
With the power of my stomach.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
That's really impressive.
Thank you, but you're really impressive too. Like when you do, Kazuma and then Iris, they're totally different.
Compliment you.
Mm.
Let me compliment you. Yes.
I've been both a defendant and a defending lawyer in my time. So I knew all too well, but only too well, just how hard it was to put all your faith in another. And I also knew just how hard it was to bear the burden of another putting all their faith in you. This is it at last. The final chapter. The final battle.
Whoa.
Wish me luck, Susato, and I hope you're watching over me, too, partner.
I wish
Wait,
you luck.
Susato's
Are we
not
not
dead?
yet?
It sounded like Susato was dead.
Wait, that's not dead.
Susato's not, but I mean, come on.
We don't
Wait a
know that.
second. Wait a second.
Come on.
No. Also, guys, while doing this, I'm writing because I have to take a lot of medicines. I'm writing down all the medicines and the time because I get confused very easily. And I noticed I was writing in English and I was like, what? Why am I
Wait a
writing
minute,
in
this
English?
isn't useful at all.
Yeah, because I was also listening to the game and talking with you, so I was automatically writing in English.
I hereby call this court to order as we resume the trial of Miss Gina Lestrade. Marvin Zeeks, have you successfully subpoenaed the witness?
Subpoena was delivered to the communication station where the man works immediately, my lord. Gotta warm up the Van Zeek's vocal cords a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay.
However,
Drink something.
drinks his wine. However, the heavy rain has delayed the arrival of his carriage, it would seem.
I see.
Excuses.
Then let us return our attention to Inspector Gregson's precise of the case heard by the court this morning. The glaring omission of the third bullet in your report is a serious blunder, Inspector. Yes, I can only apologize, my lord. Although the defense chemical analysis of the blood on the scene makes a compelling argument, I cannot permit such untried methods to be used as evidence in my courtroom.
Big mistake that cost Samsy and me. A very big mistake.
Belle, go ahead. You'll be the bailiff from now on.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I have a role in the court. I didn't think he will appear. Anyway, I was his voice, I forgot, but I'll try to do it again.
My lord.
Disappointed? How do you rate that?
Subpoena.
Stop pointing! Sorry.
Subpoenaed? Subpoenaed?
Subpoena.
It's very
Subpoenaed?
weird.
I don't even know what it means.
So subpoena is when you hand a document to summoning a
Summoning someone
person.
to court. Or to Like-
Oh,
get a statement or testimony out of them, again, like if they've refused to.
oh, okay.
The subpoenaed witness has just arrived into the building.
A legal document that says, open your fucking mouth.
Thank you, officer. Show him to the stand without delay.
Mr. Ag Benedict. Didn't expect her to be crossing paths with him again so soon. And certainly not like this.
Him act is so funny. I just can't help but laugh a bit every single time they said Egg Benedict.
Yeah. Thank you for complying with the court subpoena at such short notice, sir.
But of course, my lord. As an upstanding member of the London Society, it is my pleasure to oblige.
Now kindly state your name and occupation for the record.
Rupert Trogray, Communications Officer.
It would have been funny if he was like Egbert
True.
Benediction.
It was
That was me.
Ryan.
Or do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Shogray and I both work at London Central Communication Station.
Now, perhaps someone would come to explain to me what all of this is about.
You were apprised of the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume.
Yes, I was. Something to do with a murder that took place at a pawnbroker's on Baker Street. And some nonsense about me having been there on the night in question.
That is the accusation indeed.
This really is beyond a joke, you know.
Very well. Without further delay, the court will hear your testimony now, Mr. Trogray. You will respond to the accusation made against you under oath.
Whoa!
my god.
Gladly, my lord.
Every
Gladly.
time he does it, I fucking miss it. God damn it.
Then don't look away, I suppose. You'll do it plenty in this court, so I mean.
But I have to draw
It's
hot
been-
men. You don't understand.
Oh, are you drawing? Are you drawing?
Benedict.
Are you drawing him right now?
No. Not
You
him.
better be drawing Van Zieks.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
I was thinking about drawing fan art for these guys.
I don't think
Oh,
I
I'll
ever seen
think
good
about
art.
Huh?
Did you did your model? Maybe.
I did my own reference sheet. Here,
Oh.
I'll post something in muted, but for
Yes.
now let's continue.
Okay, let's
Yes, yes.
continue.
Naturally, I have occasion to make use of pawnbroking services from time to time. But are you seriously suggesting I colluded with these thugs to break into the place on the night of the murder? I have no intention of admitting to such an outrageous accusation. Even the certain parties here present claim that my blood was found at the scene. Some Scaramouche detective's homebrewed tincture can hardly be taken as serious evidence.
Well, unfortunately, the judge already said so.
So you deny the accusation completely, do you?
I must say, I am dismayed. For the highest court in the land to be swayed by this self-professed detective toy.
Damn, okay. It was the will of the jury, and our great British justice system demands the jury's will is upheld.
Then it would seem we have the misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today. By golly! How long am I expected to be detained here?
If, following the defense's cross-examination, your involvement in this matter has not been established, you will be free to leave immediately.
Good. Then I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. Some small consolation at least.
What the fuck is it with the true culprits of these things and needing to be away for an afternoon tea? This is the second
Because
time.
they're posh British people. They need to cheat afternoon teas.
If I
No,
had a nickel for every
It's only
time
12.
one of the culprits in this had to leave for afternoon tea instead of stay for the fucking trial, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
I
True,
mean, they're
true,
just trying
true.
to like get away as soon as possible so that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can just flee.
Let us not hold up Mr. Trogray any longer than necessary, counsel. Proceed with this cross-examination.
So, we meet again, Mr. Eck Benedict. Or is it Mr. Cropley?
Sometimes say well. Sometimes I heard Bell, and I'm like, what? Why are you calling me?
My apologies. You are?
Ryunosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer. We have met.
If you say so. Rupert Trogray. Enchanté. So,
Yeah.
I trust we can conclude this quickly.
Ugh. I'm not not holding your flashy hat while we do.
What is with people drawing their stuff?
I mean, throughout the Ace Attorney series, we had that. Like in the first game, we had like a toupee hat thrown at not to Phoenix. We had like some other stuff. In the third game, the defense, the coffee being thrown into Naruhodo Phoenix's space. We had all kinds of stuff at Phoenix's face, so I mean, Okay, let's press everything and see how what sticks. Yes, we even met in the very pawnbroker where the crime took place on the afternoon of the day in question. Though, of course, you introduced yourself by a different name at the time. Was Mr. Act Benedict, I believe. Tell me, what made you...
The witness is here to testify about events that took place that night. He is under no obligation to answer such unrelated questions.
You can't be serious.
Thank you, because I certainly do not feel inclined to answer such an inappropriate question.
So he's going to be evasive, is he? In an effort to not give away anything. But this could be tricky. I'm looking with the thugs and break. Have you seen these two men before?
This pair? No, I don't associate with criminals.
Sat by a man who introduced himself as Act Benedict.
I'd like to know who I have to thank for this. Who made this outlandish accusation against me?
The young lawyer there in the black.
This is a farce! Whose idea was it to permit an outsider to work in a British court anyway?
Jesus.
Okay, racist.
Well, needless to say,
Were you where were you at around 1 in the morning on the night in question, sir?
that is past the hour at which I would normally retire. Certainly. I was not in the company of these rapscallions.
You were able to, you're able to prove that?
Listen carefully, my learned Nipponese friend. For you appear to be under a gross misapprehension on this point.
What do you mean?
The witness maintains he was not at the scene of the crime. He has no obligation to prove his absence. If your accusation is that the witness was present at the scene, the obligation lies with you to prove your assertion. You will fulfill that obligation before putting any more unreasonable questions to the witness.
Silent victory wiggle. Thanks.
So dramatic.
Blood was found at the scene of the crime. There's no question of that. Mr. Holmes' chemical analysis has positively identified the substance as such.
But I am not the only human to have blood running through my veins, am I? How can you be so sure that the blood is mine? It could equally be the blood of these two miscreants.
Every individual's blood is a slightly different composition, it seems. Mr. Holmes' chemical is able to differentiate a different...
Spare me the science lesson. Who is
Yeah,
this
okay.
Holmes character anyways?
Oh, I assume all Londoners would know that name. He is the great, well, renowned detective.
So even you are unable to bring yourself to say great detective.
A great detective, you say? Now we're in the realm of fairy tales, are we?
Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Tinpiller? Who played him again?
Was
That?
me
Oh,
for
okay.
the first time,
Go ahead.
I honestly don't remember how I used to do his voice, so I'll go random.
Sure.
I remember the Italian accent that I couldn't do. I was trying to, but
Oh yeah, I remember.
eh, what me?
No, the Tinpiller next to you.
Right, I've had it up to here with this. How many times have I got to tell you?
Yes, I know you're not a big bro of sulky. Mr. Nami Tinpiller.
Court blimey, Governor. You what?
It is not yeah. Is it not the case that when Mr. Crowgray,
Crowgray, yeah.
Crowgray just spoke, thought went up into your mind? Would you care to share your thought with the court?
Me thoughts? I don't have none of them. It must have been him.
Mr. Nami Tinpiller, answer the question, please.
Please.
What went through your mind when Mr. Crowgray just spoke?
Nothing. Honest, Gov, nothing. I was just thinking. If he waves his arm around like that much more, it'll open up the wound again, that's all.
What wound?
Hmm?
What? You're stealing my line!
Oh. I'm sorry, my brain is just so great. I immediately know what I was gonna say.
What wound?
Where he took the bullet, of course. It was only 2 days ago. It ain't gonna be healed up.
Oh my god.
So I was well, you know, I was worrying for him, and
Yeah!
oh, bells.
Oh shit! Mr. Crowgray, did you just hear that?
What?
Your comrade is worried about you, it seems. On account of an injured arm.
My lord.
Yes, Mr. Crowgray.
I have no idea what these two wretches are talking about. Certainly, I shouldn't be expected to answer anything in relation to their mindless insinuations.
We know that someone other than the victims was hit by a bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. And from the height of the bullet in the wall, that person was most likely hit in the upper arm, or thereabouts. Perhaps you'd allow the official court official to examine your arm, sir? The left arm that you're currently clasping with your right hand as if in pain.
No. I refuse.
No.
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 Yeah.
You have shown no evidence whatsoever that links me to these common thieves. Accordingly, I am not obliged to permit any such invasion of my privacy. As I've already said, I am completely uninvolved in all this. I've never had anything to do with the pawnbrokery where this fellow was killed whatsoever. I take offense at the insinuation that I was in any way involved.
You claim to have had nothing whatsoever to do with Mr. Wittenbach's pawnbrokery.
My lord, the defense would like the last statement to be added to the to Mr. Crowgray's formal testimony.
Very well, counsel. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Crowgray.
You done fucked up me. That should happen.
Can you read this line, Ryan?
The bottom line is, I've never had anything to do with the pawnbroking establishment where the man was killed.
Okay, let's see. This ticket... Was it this one?
Examine it real quick.
The blood was identified as Mr. Mortis.
Oh, wait a minute. The disc, right? Doesn't that have his blood on it?
Yeah, it does, but I mean...
Did it get cut on it when they were taking it away from him when he was there?
Uh-huh, that's true.
Then that might be...
Yeah, that might be
What-
it, yes. It might be.
a possibility.
Let's see. That's Mangundal's case, that's the thing... Well,
I
we
think,
can't prove that, because they don't accept Holmes's thing. So, let's see. This was the box tickets.
This one was from the box.
Yes. And this is
The
for
other one was the
coat.
one from the coat. Yeah. Do you think the disc, since the police has it on
Yeah,
record that it belongs to?
Let's put the disc on there. And it is, because the music stopped.
Hey.
Have you ever seen this
Big
disc
brain.
before, Mr. Crowgray?
Giant brain, so fucking smart.
Why? Is it supposed to mean something?
This disc was until the day of his murder in the pawn of Mr. Winterbank's shop. Was redeemed by the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, that afternoon, however. Somebody mysteriously appeared to try to take it from her. That somebody was you, of course, wasn't it, Mr. Crowgray?
As I have reiterated numerous times now, you're mistaken. That was not me. I've never seen that disc before in my life.
It may have escaped your notice, but there's a small smear of blood on that disc.
Ah, yes. Resulting from an abrasion of the thumb, perhaps.
That's right. The surface of the disc covered in hundreds of tiny metal bumps. In a skirmish to acquire the disc, the thumb of the person who tried to take it suffered minor lacerations. So, while the disc bears remnants of the skirmish in form of the smear of blood, the thumb of the person in question must bear the remnants also, in form of a scratch.
Good gracious. Indeed it must.
Mr. Crowgray, you refused to allow the court officer to examine your arm before. Are you now going to refuse to allow us to examine your thumb? Because I have no doubt there's the small scratch consistent with the smear of blood on the disc.
Well. It would seem I underestimated you.
What is the meaning of this?
So you admit now? You admit to have scratched your thumb from your attempt to take the disc from the defendant?
Order, order. Well, Mr. Crowgray?
It would appear there has been something of a misunderstanding here. I did not attempt to take the disc, as you put it. No, quite the reverse.
What were you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
It's really quite simple, you see. The disc was mine from the outset. Is there some crime in taking an item that you own out of pawn?
What?
It would seem, Mr. Crowgray, bleh, that in this piece of evidence, my learned friend has established a link between yourself and the incident. Accordingly, you will tell the court everything you know about this disc now.
As you wish. Though I'm quite sure it has nothing to do with the pawnbroker's murder. There's a
Yeah.
note on the disc saying, "For Megundal, but the item belongs to me."
Hey there, Shadow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you'll enjoy the show as we go through
Hello.
the story. And also, how you your day?
The redemption ticket was stolen from me by the accused, that filthy gutterling, on the day of question. I proceeded at once to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that same night.
Did I hear you correctly, sir? McGondal, you say? The famous London philanthropist? Who perished in this very courtroom 2 months ago after being acquitted of a distinctly messy murder?
Yes, my lord. The one and the same.
Good lord, Mr. Crowgray.
Good still being sweat at Mario Kart looks now. Ah. That sounds
Nice.
That sounds nice. Hope you'll enjoy more of your Mario Kart.
Are you saying that Mr. McGondal and yourself were acquainted?
Yes, that's correct.
Quite impressive, by the way, as well. To be in a clan or team or whatever online.
Order! What? I certainly didn't expect to hear that name uttered here in the courtroom again.
According to what Gina told us, the disc was placed in pawn on that fateful night 2 months ago. McGondal himself gave instructions to deposit it at Winterbanks.
Only that Mr. Kroger here is claiming that this belongs to him then, isn't it?
In all likelihood, that's my line.
Sorry.
Sorry. No, it's okay. In all likelihood, he's lying. So he appeared that afternoons at Winterbanks in order to get his hands on McGondal's discs for some reason.
Counsel, you will commence your cross-examination, please.
The disc. Would you care to explain how this belongs to you?
As you will observe, a communications officer such as myself commands a fine salary.
You are certainly exquisitely dressed, sir.
So as you see, I have little need to make use of the services provided by the pawnbrokery trade. However, I did once find myself in difficulties having misplaced my purse while on an errand. Which is why I pawned my fine black overcoat to the broker in question.
Oh yes, his fine black overcoat. It was way too small for him.
Yeah, the one that didn't fit.
You claim that was your overcoat.
Obviously, and in my haste, I clean forgot that the music box disc was in its pocket.
And yet there was a note on it that reads, for McGondal.
I am a collector of rare and unusual music box discs. I first met Mr. McGondal at a gentleman's club in the city, and was interested to discover that he shared my penchant in that area.
So, the disc in question?
It's a pre-production sample. I promised to let Mr. McGundle hear it.
But then you forgot that it was in the pocket of the overcoat you were forced to pawn.
Yes, exactly.
Lena didn't mention any of that in her testimony 2 months ago, did she?
No, because McGondle had threatened her to keep her mouth shut. Which means if we dig too deeply here, it's going to expose Gina's perjury.
Oh dear. This is complicated, isn't it?
Let's leave it alone for the time being. Let's see. Redemption to concealment from my accused. Okay. So you're saying that Miss Lestrade lifted the ticket from your pocket or bag?
That's right. Despite being mindful of danger when walking in the insalubrious area her kind frequent.
Miss Lestrade did not know such thing.
Well, of course you would take that stance. But the girl is a regular offender.
You came to the pawnbroker's shop that day prepared with all the information you needed to identify its defendant. You were looking for her. That's what brought you to the Winterbanks. To get your hands on McGondle's disc.
My learned friend is a veritable font of nonsense.
Nonsense?
I concur with the prosecution.
Damn, alright, fuck.
Counsel, you will refrain from conjecturing the swayed. Is that clear?
Yes, my lord.
Then I will continue with my testimony for what possible use it can be.
Proceed at once with the shot or to... Okay. Had you ever been to Winterbanks before?
Only once for the purposes of pawning something. But like many, I enjoy browsing in such establishments.
So when you noticed that the pickpocket had taken your ticket, you chased after her, is that correct?
Okay, hello, Kazuma Ryunosuke. Welcome to the stream.
What?
We're on the we are in the final case in the last. We're in the final game on the first game, the final chapter of the first game, part 3, at the moment. Well, it is.
Line, by the way.
It is a common ship, right?
I mean, I'm sure it is, but it still makes me laugh.
Yeah, welcome to the show. We're voicing all the characters, and we hope you will be able to enjoy our, our adventure throughout it. Quack. Did
You
you
can continue.
Did you read this already?
Yes,
Okay.
there you go.
Yes, that's right. I didn't notice at first, of course, such is the art of a pick purse. But when I did, I headed to the pawnbroker at once in order to reclaim my coat before the thief could. I was merely trying to recover what was rightfully mine in the first place.
The drunken lag man. He can't say what he likes because he knows we have no evidence to contradict him on this. Of course, this was taken by the evidence. Yes, it was taken by Inspector Gregson here, wasn't it?
That's right, this was the very man. Apparently the police are collecting anything that has a connection to Mr. McGundle as evidence.
Is something wrong, Inspector?
What do you mean?
The last remark Mr. Crowray made in his testimony seemed to trouble you in some way.
No, no, it didn't. It's nothing. Leave it alone.
Let me ask you this, Inspector. Why is Scotland Yard gathering Mr. McGondal's possessions?
I can't tell you something like that, Sunshine.
What is it, Inspector? Investigative secrets?
Yes, exactly. You should know all about that.
Cosney McGondal, who died so unexpectedly after his trial 2 months ago. A man renowned throughout the capital for his great contributions to public life. Yet he had a dark side, too.
Where are you going with this, Van Zix?
I suppose the police are dealing with the aftermath of his nefarious activities, are they?
That's enough. Coppers like me have duties to carry out that we're not at liberty to talk about. That's all you need to know.
Duties conferred by Lord Duties conferred by Lord Vortex, I presume. The Lord Chief Justice appears to have great faith in you, Inspector. Crush my chips.
And now put it in my
Bottom
pocket.
line is, if you want to get more out of me, you're gonna need Lord Vortex paw print first.
What's this all about? It's like there's something's going on between Gregson and Lord Van Zix here.
Who could have told?
My game sells Meal Strongheart. Okay, Kazuma, just as a FYI, I'm using a patch that kinda reverts from a fan translation group called Scarlet Study, who did the fan translation of the 3DS games when the game was not localized, and I'm using that patch to revert Sherlock all the names to its original translation. So Sherlock Holmes is Sherlock Holmes, like it used to be, and Watson and everything. More faithful to the Japanese counterpart. It is. There are some appearances that some places where the old names are still used for whatever reasons. Oh, thank you for the hydrate redeem, Shadow. You guys as well. Everyone here.
Okie doke.
Oh,
With all the voicing we do, it's kind of important to hydrate. You already read this, right? Yes, I think so. Right?
Yep.
no.
Oh, okay.
Well, it would appear that the Inspector has revealed all he is at liberty to reveal. Mr. Crowgray, let us return to your testimony.
Gladly, my lord.
Tiring, isn't it? Well, I don't necessarily know if voicing is tiring. Well, maybe a little bit. You definitely need to drink a lot. Perhaps
It
you'd
depends
seen...
how often you're voicing.
Oh yeah, true. Perhaps you'd seen something of value among the forfeit items? Alright.
No, not at all.
Oh?
A valuer was brought in by the police to assess everything in the shop. Without exception, every article on the shelves was common or garden bric-a-brac.
In that case, it's clear that you broke into the shop later that day in order to recover Mr. McGondal's disc.
Have you not been listening, man? Even I have wondered wanted to recover the disc. You may recall that it had been seized by the police that afternoon. It was no more in the shop that night than I. As I keep saying, I simply had no reason to break in.
So there was nothing of Mr. McGonagall's left in the shop that night. Nothing that this man might have been after. I wonder if that's really true.
You, if you have some evidence.
Is that the guy of case 3, the one he's talking about? Yeah, McGonagall is McGilded.
McGrundle.
Yes.
Mad disgruntled.
I'm sorry.
Then let him have it. I don't like to see the irritatingly short expression of his grumble.
McGonagall slipped a disc into his coat pocket and had it deposited at Winterbanks. Then, when he realized he was going to be arrested on suspicion of the omnibus murder, he threatened Ginat and forced her to take the redemption ticket.
There's no doubt about it. That witness's eye there was pearly white teeth.
And yes, Kazuma, Iris and Susato are best girls in the game.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
The police were obviously after everything left behind by McGrundle as well. That's why Inspector Gregson ended up taking the disc into his into custody that day.
Toby's been very strange about all this.
There must be a reason for that. I'm sure I don't know if I'm sure. I just don't know what it is. For now, I need to focus on exploiting the fact that Mr. Crowbray was lying in his testimony. I might as well grab a drink. Yes, Shadow, you hydrate as well. In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break in. Well, there was still a box.
That's what we say. Yeah.
This disc was deposited at Mr. Winterbanks on constantly McGrundle's instructions. You knew that, and you went there with the intention of obtaining it for yourself.
Conjecture again. And in any case, the disc was taken into custody by the police that afternoon. The witness had no reason to visit the pawnbrokery again that night.
Objection. Sorry, my learned friend, but that's not true.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, the evil.
I know, right? Mr. McGonagall had another article at the pawn, in pawn at the Winterbanks, as is the second pawnbroker's ticket proves.
Ah.
Roto said more, no more Mr. Nice Guy, indeed. There were two articles belonging to Mr. McGrundle and that
You said McGrundle.
Mr. McGrundle in the pawnbroker, in Winterbank's pawnbrokery. And the reason you broke into the shop that night was to recover the second one. Together with your two accomplices, Mr. The Timper brothers. Thank you, Kazuma Ryunosuke, for the follow. Welcome to the circus. Hope you'll enjoy this show. Yeah.
This is the second ticket, is it?
What had the man deposited?
The article description says one small box.
A rather vague description, it seems to me.
Are you suggesting that I broke into the pawnbrokery with these clowns in order to steal some trinket box?
I believe there are adequate grounds on to suspect that you did.
This is absurd. Why on earth would I do such a thing? Once the article had been forfeited, I could simply walk into the shop and purchase it. There would be absolutely no need for me to resort to theft.
That's a good point.
Indeed. The witness makes a solid argument.
I grabbed sparkling lemon and lime water soda. Oh, okay, that's
yummy.
nice.
Yorm.
Give it here.
That means that for some reason,
Yorm.
Just like the contrast between
this Gregory fella needed the small box the very night, does it?
To fuck. It's time to put an end to this nonsense, my lord. There we go. There's the contrast. Noise.
Could you be a little less cryptic, Lord Van Six?
Could you fucking speak up, sir? I do hate to ruin my learned friend's argument, but the truth is quite incontrovertible. Blah, blah, blah. On the night in question, no small box was taken away from Windibank's pawnbrokery. And rest assured, the prosecution can prove it.
What?
Good gracious. I say that all the time.
Inspector, show the photographic prints to the court, if you please.
Yes, sir.
What prints?
These prints were taken from one of the detective's security cameras.
And you didn't fucking show me?
Oh.
I'm just red-handed recorders again.
As previously explained using the plan of the shop layout. The victim's establishment was furnished with automatic cameras in 2 locations. One was set to capture the counter where Mr. Windibank received his customers. And the other was set to capture the shelves on which articles were placed for sale once forfeited.
Let's see. I'll be banned at court. I'll probably say, do you want to shell in your brain? Yeah, that's not necessarily a great thing to do as a lawyer, no.
According to the information on this ticket.
Okay, one moment, Kuru. You're gonna nyan now as well.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
Oh.
There we go, we start. Yeah, go ahead.
Again. According to the information on this ticket. Yeah.
Yeah.
My gun, the small box had been forfeited already, Nyan. 2 days before the incident, at 9 p.m. on the 13th of April to be precise, Nyan. Which means it would have been on the shelves for forfeited items in the shop front, Nyan.
Nyan.
Now, what I have here is a print taken by one of the cameras about 2 hours before the incident, Nyan. That's at 11 p.m. on 15th of April.
Yeah.
Nyan. Nyan. The victim certainly had a very full shop, it would appear. Yeah. And then here we have another print. Yeah. This one was taken about 2 hours after the incident, yeah. I see, yeah. So we have 2 pictures to compare. Yeah. We have to do this again.
Let me get close. I need to try it.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Go ahead, Nya.
Aha! I see what it is.
Oh, that's quick, Nya.
it's a little black box.
A little box. Yeah.
Little black
Blocks.
box.
A little black box. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I
that
can even
one.
see it
Yeah.
without. I can't even see it without Meow. I can just compare both of them. I see.
Fun.
Yeah, no. It's good that you can do it this way, but I
wanted
mean,
to
yeah.
cross my eyes.
But now I see that black box. One is obviously moved.
It wasn't very obvious to me.
It's not very obvious, to be fair, actually, yeah.
Well, it's been moved from the left side of the shelf to the right side of the shelf. Really? Yeah.
I can't see that at all.
Oh, there's a little
Oh,
black
I
box.
see it.
There's a little black box with.
Oh, okay.
I was like, wow,
okay, I
okay.
see it now. Okay. Okay.
Find the differences.
Pretty much.
Dear me, that's starting to make my head ache. Yeah. Obviously, as Scotland Yard, we consider theft as one possible
Yard.
motive for this case. We explored the possibility that something had been taken in addition to the victim's life, Nya. So your men have already compared these two prints thoroughly, Inspector, yeah? Yes, sir, Nya.
It's funny that you redeemed the Nyan redeem, and I
Yeah,
barely got to
I
speak.
tried when I had-
Congratulations.
So,
you played yourself.
So the time is up,
I
so
redeemed-
you don't have
I
to.
redeemed the other one when you guys have to talk.
Congratulations.
let me quickly
you
just
played
open-
yourself.
I have an idea for Von Zeeks, and I want to.
Okay, just saying, guys. I'm gonna point it out for stream. Here's a little black box. It's obviously in the middle of the shelf. On the other print, it's more to the right of the shelf. So you can obviously see, and if you know the serial stuff, the 3D looking thing that the whole game is alluding, but this whole chapter is alluding to, then you can also cross your eyes and try to see it in 3D, and then you would see it would be then we would see that it would pop out.
Yeah. We counted every single item in each of these two photographic prints. And the Yard's conclusion is that exactly the same number is present in both.
In other words, nothing was taken from the pawnbrokery on the night in question. And my learned friend's assertion is nothing more than a hopeful fantasy.
Yeah!
My hopeful fantasy.
I don't believe it. If I could have just shown that he'd stolen McGondle's pawn box, I might have been able to break him down at last. Wait, what?
This game really does hold your hand with its puzzles.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Honestly, yeah.
Not
It
always.
can
Not
get a
always,
little
though.
annoying.
Not always.
With this one, it sure is. All right.
Hmm.
You know what, you? I've been thinking. I wonder if these two photographs really are exactly the same.
Is it? What?
So, counsel, in the light of the evidence put forward by the prosecution, what is your position? It seems that, in fact, on the night of question, nothing was stolen from the victim's establishment. Do you accept the prosecution's assertion?
Oh, hell no. I don't know. Where's Gina? Gina is being trialed for this case, so she's in the.
She's dead.
No, she's not dead. She's just in the gallery.
Super dead. No.
It's not with us anymore.
Looking over the court case.
You sure about that? Point out the discrepancy. I wasn't sure at first, but there is a clear discrepancy between the two prints.
What?
You must identify the location in question for the court, counsel. Indicate the precise location of the discrepancy of which you speak.
Oh man, there's Which of the prints do I point out? I suppose this one. Granted, these two prints are almost identical. Posture check, thank you.
Okay.
However, there's one minor discrepancy between them.
What?
When you view the two pictures stereoscopically, a single area stands out as being different. The location of a small box.
I want to see him cross his eyes.
Unbelievable.
He's too like. He's too classic.
By Jove, you're right. How extraordinary.
What this tells us is very simple. Mr. McGondle's small box was indeed not stolen from Mainbanks on the night in question. However, there can be no doubt that someone each picked up the particular peculiar box and then returned it into its place on the shelves.
Are you suggesting that the small box originally deposited by Mr. McGondle is in fact...
Yes, the very same small box I just identified in those photographic prints.
Mindless guesswork. What if it was? So a box was moved on the shelf. Nothing was stolen. Which means quite simply that nothing has changed.
That may be true, but... Alright, McGondle's box wasn't stolen then. But it doesn't, in fact, but it doesn't... but doesn't the fact that it was moved like that change things? It changes everything, of course. I believe that this changes everything about the case.
How can that possibly be?
The crucial point in the fact that it was moved was a small box. In other words, we have to consider what might have been inside that box.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that we need to examine that box as soon as possible. A vital piece of evidence is sitting on the shelves in Winterbank's as we speak.
That won't be necessary. Some little box belonging to a man who died 2 months ago can't possibly be relevant to this trial.
Where's Susato? Is she in Japan? Susato is leaving for
on the
Japan.
way to Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. The court does not uphold your objection, Lord Van Zieks. Bailiff, arrange for an officer to go to Baker Street at once.
And I feel so freaking sad for Belle. She has won some time on the stream and she has no voice to
It's
give.
okay.
Love you, Belle.
Love you, Belle, yeah.
Obtain the small box in question and bring it back here for further examination.
I mean, if only we had heard the jury, or at least more of the Tim Taylor brothers, then stuff was taken from the box, I'm guessing. I will see. I beat the Grey State's attorney too. I got no farther than chapter 2 because I didn't necessarily want to spoil myself too much from this collab.
We should have a report within half an hour. I think perhaps we should recess for a short while until the evidence is brought forth.
To be hoodwinked by such a farce. Disappointing.
I beg your pardon, Lord Van Zieks.
This is nothing but a smokescreen. A Nipponese specialty, it would seem. Shut the fuck up.
Ooh.
What are you trying to say?
Trying to say I'm racist, was it not clear? My learned friend has persisted with the same line of reasoning from the very beginning. That this witness's intent was to steal an article belonging to Mr. McGundle from the pawnbrokery. Yet common sense tells us that none of the articles have value enough to be worth stealing in the first place.
Exactly.
It's not money then.
It would be beyond absurd to break into a place for the purpose of stealing such commonplace property. Well, there goes the wine.
He's probably soon going to throw it inside the freaking lantern again.
If your lordship recalls, Mr. McGundle perished 2 months ago, immediately after the conclusion of his trial.
Mr. Stone. Okay. You didn't read this line, right?
A trial in which he was found not guilty. A trial in which it was established he was the upstanding member of society his reputation implied, in fact. So I propose a toast to my learned friend and his most insightful defense.
The articles this upstanding member of society pawned were entirely ordinary. A black overcoat that just happened to have a music box disc in one of its pockets, and a small box. I assure you, I wouldn't accept even if the man tried to make a gift of such things to me. The surgeon with the hands up. The Russian not even talking to them.
The prosecution's argument is undeniably compelling.
It is incumbent on the defense now to bolster its argument.
Ah, I told you.
Explain what possible significance these commonplace articles pawned by this fine citizen could have.
Okay.
Well,
Do Iris. Do Iris.
is your argument in fact demonstrable?
Do irises start to really cross their eyes in one in thing one?
Yes.
Yes, it did. They did.
Are you able to show proof that the disc or the box are in any tangible way related to this case?
Well,
What's the matter with you?
we still wine, you mother. Yeah, we already know about the waste of wine.
We know that they're related, don't we? They're both vital pieces of evidence.
Yes, of course. You and I both know that. We know McGundle's true character. We know the disc is significant, even if we don't know why. If we explain all that in court at this point, we have to acknowledge that McGundle's acquittal 2 months ago was a mistake. The defense argument was flawed, based on false information.
Oh no!
And that would mean admitting that Gina was committed to perjury.
Pretty sure perjury's a lot less severe of a sentence than murder.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she would
Crazy.
take like a year or two in jail rather than.
I know,
You
right?
just want to cover your own ass, do you?
Could it be that Lord that Von Zieks knows?
Admit your mistake.
So why is he doing this now? Well, because he's acquainted. He
Anticipated.
anticipated everything. Ugh.
Maybe. This could be a great opportunity for us.
Sorry, what do you mean, Iris?
Well, what is
it that you always say, Ryu? Sooner or later, the truth comes out. Every time.
Alright, the exact significance of things that McGonagall deposited with Winterbank is something that only Gina can explain to the court. But if I put her on the stand to testify about that, it could incredibly damage our chances of winning this case. What's the right thing to do here? Well,
Have Gina testify.
yeah. My lord, the defense would like to make a proposal.
Oh, what proposal, counsel?
While the court waits for the arrival of McGonagall's small box, I would like to call the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, to the witness stand.
The defendant? To what end?
It's to do with the various articles deposited by at Winterbanks by Mr. McGonagall, my lord. Miss Lestrade has information relating to them. I believe it would be beneficial for court to hear what she has to say. It will prove the significance of the articles in question, once and for all.
Well, well, things are becoming interesting. I presume you've considered the implications of the testimony you're proposing. In particular, the impact it will have on the accused's standing, and indeed your own.
I have.
Lord Van Zieks, would you care to explain the last remark?
The prosecution accepts the defense's proposal. I move to interrupt the cross-examination of the current witness and hear from the accused herself.
Very well. If you have no objection. So the court will now hear the testimony of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. Your witnesses currently in the stand may step down until further notice.
Then I shall bid you good day.
Wait. You, sir, shall remain in the stand while Miss Lestrade testifies.
As you wish.
Alright then, Gina. It's time. I know this will be hard, but please, put your faith in me here.
Good luck, Ryu.
Time check.
Time check? Well,
Time check.
we still have enough, right?
I'd say so, yeah.
At least 20 minutes. At least. The articles to that Mr. McGonagall has deposited in Winterbank's pawnbrokery are immediately revealed but related to with the omnibus case, the trial of which was heard in the courtroom 2 months ago.
Yes, and I remember this young lady being brought before me in that trial as well.
That's right, my lord. Her testimony helped to establish the innocence of the defendant, Mr. McGonagall.
The omnibus case was intriguing, to say the least. And now here we all are again, the same players in that trial facing each other once more. Twist of fate, perhaps, my Nipponese friend.
Allow me to recap the events of 2 months ago. An old brickmaker was stabbed to death in an omnibus running along London's winter streets. Apart from the victim, there was only one other person in the carriage, Mr. McGundle. Naturally, he was a prime suspect for the murder. But as the trial progressed, other possibility emerged. That the murderers in fact took place above the defendant's head on the roof deck, with the body being dropped through the skylight into the carriage below. It was Miss Lestrade whose testimony brought that possibility to light. At the time of the incident, Miss Lestrade was concealed under the seat in the carriage, hoping to pick the pockets of an unsuspecting passengers. Then, immediately after the trial, having been acquitted of the murder. Ugh. Mr. McGundle died in this very courtroom in a most extraordinary of circumstances.
A mystery that remains unsolved even now, 2 months. As indeed does the omnibus murder itself.
Be it as it may. I recall neither the disc nor the small box being mentioned in the course of those proceedings.
Miss Lestrade, would you tell the court now, please? What really happened in the omnibus 2 months ago, I mean?
Maybe Belle should do Gina.
Yeah, we could have her do a voice at least.
It's not a problem for you, Ryan.
No, go
I don't
ahead.
think that's a problem at all.
That's no problem whatsoever.
No, I don't want to steal roles to people.
No, it's okay.
From people. Okay, I will try to do it, has like add so many different voices in it.
Yeah.
Because it was Ryan, and then it was...
It was Nate, and it was...
Yeah, it was Nate.
I know. We've been shifting around the voice a lot. I mean, Susato got 3 voices as well throughout the series, so...
Yeah. I don't know what you mean. I already said all of what I know.
And what about everything you told us yesterday from inside your prison cell? Please, Miss Lestrade. This is extremely important.
Remember, little girl. If it transpires that you willingly withheld information in the trial 2 months ago, the Home Office will seek to prosecute you for perjury. And naturally, you would lose all credibility as a witness. Although, let's face facts, you have little credibility to lose.
Ooh.
All the more reason to say it then, fucker.
Yeah.
I think in a way, Von Zeeks is trying to assure Lestrade that she can come forth, maybe.
Maybe.
In his own skewed
deep down,
way.
At least we know that
I mean,
he's
okay.
actually he's a good person.
Yeah, we deep down know that he's actually trying to find the truth in all cases, not necessarily try to condemn people.
Mm-hmm.
Iris has great
Maybe.
reason. Yeah, I know.
Don't listen to him. Please, you have to trust you now. What? We're on your side.
All right, then. I'll talk.
It's the right choice, Gina.
Well, it would seem that my learned friend is hell-bent on bringing the entire courtroom down about his ears. So be it.
I must confess that I'm struggling to understand what on earth is happening here.
You're always like that, Judge.
Hmm.
Too
Relatable.
dumb. However, it would appear that Mr. McGonagall pawned articles on that extraordinary case of the omnibus, harbor secrets of which we have been hitherto unaware. So, Mr. Lestrade, you will now give your testimony before the court about the events of 2 months ago. You will reveal the truth, a commodity sorely lacking in your original statements.
This is it then. Everything's going to come out. Like Von Sieg said. This could bring the whole courtroom down about my ears. But as a lawyer, I'm prepared to take that risk. The real truth about the omnibus case.
It is that Brickmaker Co. wasn't coming on the up news the whole time. When the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat, I saw that disc on the floor. All of a sudden, I heard a scream over me, and that pair of the roof deck went off to call the slopes. That's when McGonagall slipped the driver something to do to a run to the pawn shop roundabout. It's difficult to read how she's speaking because of the English accent and the words are different and it's so difficult.
I know.
I get it.
But I'll do my best. It treated me not to snitch, not to say nothing to no one about what I've seen or heard.
Good grief, this is outrageous. What you've just told the court bears almost no resemblance to your testimony 2 months ago.
As you say, my lord.
Then there's every chance I may have adjudicated an error in McGonagall's trial.
My version, it's Bruno, Guinea, Hurley, and Susie. Yes, these are the nicknames used in the fan translation for the 3DS version back then. I don't know whether I like one or the other versions better. I just use this patch to revert. The main reason I use this patch is for Sherlock's name and Watson, mainly. But hey, all the other names are also like, eh. They're the original names, I suppose.
It sounds very much to me as if the man deliberately deceived this court. And in an effort to cover up the most wicked of schemes.
Without doubt, your lordship is correct. A great injustice was done in the courtroom 2 months ago. The actions of the accused in that trial, of this witness, and of my learned friend are entirely inexcusable.
As if it was his fault. Like, this is not Rinosuke's fault that Gina lied. Like,
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, Mel.
Oh, sorry. You're wrong. The lot of ya. The lawyer? Wait.
The lotto, yeah.
The lawyer.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. The lawyer. Okay. The lawyer, Mr. Naruto, the lawyer there, he didn't know nothing about it.
Humbug!
I don't think so. I really expected to believe that.
Don't blame him and his best friend die. That doesn't have anything to do with the case, okay, Kazuma?
He really staged everyone up, didn't he? What an operation to get the man off scot-free.
Unforgettable! Stop! The lies have to stop! Stop!
Yes, the
Yeah,
defense
Russian
made a
man.
terrible...
It's not. I don't mind.
I know. Yes, the defense made a terrible error of judgment. I intend to take full responsibility and suffer whatever consequences are deemed appropriate. However, it is imperative that the court allows the witness to elaborate her testimony, because the true significance of McGonagall's pond articles must be brought to light.
Very well, my learned student friend. Student friend?
Oh, not Nipponese.
Given the depths of calamity you have just plunged yourself into, this may well be worth hearing.
Words fail me. The situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes, my lord.
I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial.
Of course, my lord.
Naruhodo.
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 You know what's funny? That Odo is also surname in the Italy, and I know someone whose name is Odo, and this is so funny for me.
It's mostly because Gina.
Name Nara.
No. It's
Yeah,
mostly
she has a
because
strong
Gina's accent allows her to, like, makes her skip H's. Most of the time.
Okay.
Naruhodo.
So the H in Hodo is silent.
Oh. By me, Miss Naruhodo.
Now, counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Stretch, huh? Okay. And you were hiding in the cabin at the same time as well, weren't you, Miss Lestrade? If I remember rightly, in a storage compartment underneath one of the seats.
Yeah, that's right. It's pitch black out there, so you can see nothing at all.
Now, in your testimony 2 months ago, I feel certain that you claim Mr. McGonagall was the sole passenger, did you not?
False testimony, my lord.
That's what you told me I'd say.
But it's important that you tell us the truth now. Where Mr. McGonagall and the victim acquaintances?
No. But I did hear them talking a lot.
What were they talking about?
Well, I couldn't hear too well, but if I had to say, I think it was about money or something. They kept talking about buying and not buying.
Perhaps business dealings of some kind.
Well, anyway, it got louder and louder. I started to sound like a proper fight. I was pretty scared back then. I hardly dared to breathe. And then all of a sudden, I heard a noise like someone kneeling on the floor. It was blowing loud and all.
And I believe you let out an involuntary scream?
Yeah. That's what gave me away.
Was the disc you saw this disc?
Yeah, I reckon it probably was. It was right next to the cup lying on the floor.
Does this guy belong to the victim, perhaps?
I don't know, but McGonagall picked it up pretty smartish. And then he sat and carried the knife in his belly upon on the seat.
What did he say about what did he say to you at the time?
He told me not to say a word about what I seen or heard to no one. But it is condole. I was still scared. The way he was looking at me, I thought, if I didn't go along with it, I get stabbed with that knife too. And he started asking me a lot of questions. Like, what my name was, and where I lived and that. He asked me about being a diver too.
But after a while, what happened in the carriage was noticed.
Yeah, that's right. First there was a kind of rapping noise.
There were two gentlemen occupying the seats on the roof deck, I believe.
Right?
You do tell or ask someone where you live.
He must be looking down through the skylight and I said to go with the knife in his guts. When he screamed, the driver pulled up the horses and Mankundal got me out of sight.
Out of sight? Where?
Under the seat where I started off. As the car had come to know, the two covers from the roof ran up to fetch the slopes. Oops, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
If they immediately left to fetch the police, it would appear that they were entirely unrelated to the incident.
So that left Mr. McGondle, the driver, and you still at the scene.
You guys,
Hmm?
It's okay, it's nothing. Okay, I am here.
Okay.
Yeah, only the driver didn't know I was there, because I was under the seat. I heard the cabin door open, and a voice from outside.
The driver, yes. He also testified in the trial, I believe.
Beppo, that's right. His name was Beppo.
Okay,
A fellow who went by the name of Beppo, in memory serves.
what did McGondle and the driver say to each other?
You know what happened? And stuff like that mainly.
That pawn shop obviously being Winterbanks and Baker Street.
Just a moment, Counsel. Do you mean to tell me that the driver gave false testimony in the trial as well?
Perhaps the excursion to the pawnbrokery slipped his mind when he was in the stand.
Indeed, Lord Mansix.
Kendall took off his card and gave it to the driver. If I light up, I'll careful, like, before handing it over. When I saw him do that, I remember thinking, that code and what is aren't gonna be worth a few bob. And what's in it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Skeena was
Norwegian probably is.
Yeah, I
is
know.
terrible.
Yeah, Skeena was sure the disc must be worth more than Winterbank was suggesting, wasn't she? I remember her quibbling with him over the price of that afternoon at the pawnbrokery.
Rana looked pretty happy when Magunda flashed some brass in his face. He went running off our league. And the Bactrader called it to me and told me to come out from the drugs cabin. It frightened me to snitch, but to say nothing to no one about what I seen or heard. Oh, I already read
You
this.
already did, but I mean, it's nice to actually hear it again when we press it. Threaten you? How exactly?
Told me I'd only be able to scarper if I did exactly what he said.
Which included giving false testimony in court 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's it. There was one other thing he said.
Which was?
Tell me, I have to hang on to the ticket from the pawn shop and make sure not to lose it.
The ticket? Well, I never.
Dad, if you didn't show up to get the ticket off me before 2 months passed, I had to go to the pawn shop and pay the money to keep it in log to stop it being forfeited. Left me with some brass to pay for it.
But really? Why on earth would Mr. McGondal have done such a thing? Depositing his overcoat with a pawnbroker before the arrival of the police, it makes no sense at all.
That would seem to be only one logical explanation, my lord. What McGondal had the driver deposit at Winterbanks was something he didn't want the police to see. Something very important that he needed to hide all of it at all cost.
Anyway, after that, he let me go. So, like it before the coppers showed up.
Well done,
guys.
Gina. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. I need a moment because I have to take a medicine and it's the first time I take it. It seems a bit complicated, so I have to understand how this works.
Okie
So
dokie.
give me a moment. It's for asthma. How do you pronounce that in English?
Asthma.
Wait.
You got it.
Oh, it's the same. Okay.
Is it like the big inhaler thing?
Yes, I have no idea how to do this, and I am alone at home, so I yet to figure it.
I can help. Is it like? Is this big? Do you have like a big tube connected to it, like an inhaler?
Oh no, that's all the old version apparently. Now it's different. I don't know why the doctor said that it's different now. And
But it isn't
looks different.
But it is an inhaler, you said.
Yeah, it's an inhaler. Yeah.
You just shake it, take a deep
Okay.
breath, let all of your air out. Put your mouth to the opening of the inhaler, press the inhaler down, and then breathe in, and then hold it for 10 seconds, and then let it out, and that's it.
Oh, okay, thank you. Because lately I've been really struggling to breathe and with coughing, so I think I really need to take this.
Oh, okay.
So give
I
me
got
a
an
second.
inhaler right here, so.
Oh, thank you. It's yours saving me.
Eh,
Let's see.
Speak it up.
Well, we proceed with the lines that we will proceed with the lines that you don't have to read.
Oh yes, give me a moment. Only a moment.
Mm-hmm. Well done, Gina. It can't have been easy to tell the truth like that. Oh, thank you, Clover, for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Suck you, Dragon
Welcome,
Raid.
Raiders.
I took my inhaler. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Cinnamons
No, that's
really
okay.
put faith in you.
Did anyone hear how much clearer that came out?
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah.
Time before?
Hi, Clover.
That wasn't just me.
Oh, thank you,
Clover.
Maybe
Maybe I should be using that thing
Lazur-
more often.
Leslie.
Lazur.
Sorry,
Lazur
Lazuri.
Lazuli.
Oh, it's not.
Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the circus. I hope you'll enjoy the show.
Lazur.
And thank you, Clover, for the raid. How are you? How has your stream been? I see you've been doing some art, so hope
Fuck you,
that went
Clover.
all okay. Come on, Ryan. Clover is not that bad, right? Gee.
I have to
Wow.
abuse my mod privilege for Clover.
Abuse.
Yeah, quack.
Hi. It's been a
Guys,
while.
I think I will look on internet how to use this because I don't get it.
Oh.
The one my grandmother had seemed simpler than this. It was like a tube. Why this is different? Oh my gosh. And I am like struggling to breathe, so I really have to do this.
Yeah, look at a
Oh.
video
Hey, take
tutorial.
the time you need to figure that out.
You're
I'm so
sleepy.
sorry, I feel so bad.
No,
Don't
it's
feel
okay.
bad at all. This is your health.
It's your health
Yeah.
indeed.
Your health
I'm
is more
sleepy and
important than
doing-
saying a line from Ginny. Like,
Mm.
you're good.
Indeed.
I can read Gina's lines until Belle takes
Yeah,
her
I just
medication. Yeah.
don't have an idea to use this.
Okay, let's move it along.
It's okay.
Do you
Can
want
I like send you a
I can
photo
send
maybe?
you.
And
Send
if
me a
let
picture
me-
of the inhaler, and I'll send you a good instructional thing where it's with pictures. Okay.
Okay, it's not this brand, but it's the same shape.
Just the
so
shape of
I
it.
think-
It doesn't
okay.
matter what brand it is,
Mhm.
because most inhalers are basically all the same shape.
But yeah, let's move it along because it's almost time for Hita's bedtime.
Oh well.
I've said this line by
Come
the way.
on. Oh, and yeah, Clover. Hope you're taking good rest. Well, you can lurk, you can do whatever. thank you for the raid, though, and I hope everyone who came along. Welcome everyone. I'm here, Fire Charmer, by the way. Normally Succubus circus performer, now investigator for the Great Ace Attorney that we're voicing. So let's continue, as we don't want to prolong it too long.
I already said this line.
This is my line.
Oh, I didn't see that you changed it. Okay.
Yes, and thanks to her, she'll have to face a charge of perjury once this trial is over. So I need to use the time we have now to get as much information as possible.
Time to really go for it. Pressure on every statement.
I suppose I should.
Oh, and another thing.
What is it?
Huh?
Take a look at those two. Isn't it strange that they've been whispering to each other the entire time?
Wait, actually?
Apparently so. Yes, that's strange. It looks like they're having a secret discussion about something.
They're in love.
I'm not sure if I'm completely comfortable with that, but I wonder if there's anything I can do about it. So just press a random thing. Just skip this for a bit, and then press them about it. Because they have been discussing about something. Because we saw his shoulder for a while now.
Like, yeah, but not the whole thing.
But we didn't scroll past them to see what they were, what it looked like. So let's pursue that. Or can we? Is there something that you'd like to share with the court, Inspector Gregson, Mr. Crowgray? Inspector, Mr. Oh, this is apparently his.
Great on
This
these
is-
nuts. Got him.
This is apparently his English translated name, his official localized name. What was it? Crowgray first? Yeah. Mr. Crowgray.
Blimey, you trying to give me a heart attack?
You've been whispering to each other for quite some time now. Tell us what the discussion's about.
Discussion with this fella. Pull the other one, Sunshine. You think I got anything to talk about with a shitty gent like this?
And I have nothing to say, this uncouth detective, after he deprived me of that was rightfully mine.
But I've been clearly talking this entire time. I've been cross-examining Gina. It's as if they've been negotiating.
Ooh.
Oh, what?
Oh, well.
Oh, what?
Thank you, Mr. Lestrade. Thank you, Council. I've heard enough. I believe we now have a reasonable understanding of what actually transpired on the omnibus.
One second.
Yeah, okay.
It's okay, guys. They're trying to help me.
I know. Oh, fudge. Did I actually skip something because I went to Discord?
Yeah, you skipped something.
Yeah. I'll just...
I'm trying to get... What the fuck is going on? Why is it like this?
Nah?
Like...
Mysterious inhaler.
The mystery
it's like
of the
the news
inhaler.
Okay, there's the link. Okay.
I don't know.
I was like trying to copy the link to the tutorial for it, and it kept getting the Google link for some fucking reason.
Oh.
There you go. All
It was
pictures
only
on how
the
to take that
picture.
exact one that you have.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
thank you, Lucy.
Can you repeat the... If, I accidentally skipped this line, so...
Okay, sorry. It would appear on that night 2 months ago, negotiation was taking place in the omnibus. A negotiation concerning this disc. However, matters did not run smoothly. When the parties involved began to quarrel over price, McGundle took what he wanted by force. At the expense of the other man's life.
Which proves my point. The disc is clearly extremely valuable in some way. Although I don't understand why as yet.
Two days ago, precisely 2 months after the omnibus incident, McGundle's coat and its contents were due to be forfeited.
Ryan, you were going to do this for now?
I didn't know what I should do with the ticket. I mean, the cove died right after its trial. I knew that.
So you decided you would try to claim the articles as your own.
Well, why not, eh? They were only going to be forfeited. Why shouldn't I have gotten them? Anyway, you can't blame me for thinking about it. Thinking ain't no crime.
Mr. Lestrade, it would appear Mr. McGundle was prepared to kill in order to take possession of this disc. Do you know why that would be?
I ain't got a clue. But I reckon it must be worth a fair bit of brass. He was probably gonna sell it. And you can't blame me for thinking that. Thinking ain't no crime.
My lord.
Oh, it's the bailiff again.
The evidence your lordship requested has been located and is ready for court's inspection, sir.
Dramatic
I'm back.
shots.
I think I did it. What happened?
Apparently, we established everything, and now the box arrived at the courtroom. The mysterious little box, deposited by McGundle 2 months ago. There's no doubt in my mind that I've it's the key piece in this far-reaching puzzle. To be continued.
Whoa.
Hey.
Well, perfect place to be continued, right?
Yeah.
Where we end this part and continue with the next part next time. Next week. There we go. Plot thickens. What is that music box? Or music
The broth
disc?
thickens.
And what is the box about? What was in the box? That's also quite a mystery.
More importantly, what's in the broth? I kind of want.
What? Come on. Come on. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know about you, but I really like how the plot is going, actually.
Some good twist happening.
Twists and turns.
Twists and turns.
Twists and turns. So, that is it for this week's episode of, or session of The Great Ace Attorney. Next time we're in part 4. I don't remember how many parts there were for this court. I think 4 or 5. Yeah, like Ryan already shouted out, check all these people out who are with me of the Great Ace Attorney trip. These wonderful people. Ryan on Twitter. He's still doing some Twitch stuff soon. Tomorrow he's doing Family Feud.
Family Feud.
On his Twitter, on his Twitch. Check his Twitter for his Twitch account, I think, as well. I think you can find his Twitch there.
Yep.
Then we have Kutulu, or Kuts.
Yep.
You can find his Twitch on here as well. Do you have anything of note that you're gonna do? You don't necessarily. Just check out Kuts. just check out Kuts. He's amazing anyway. He's going to do something or other at some point.
Something this weekend. I'm definitely streaming within the next 4 days at least a few times.
Okay.
So I'm off this weekend. Hey.
We have Raphael Chronobel of Mountain VTubers.
Yes.
Do you have anything?
Mountain VTubers is 2 people, like me and my friend Momo, that most of you already know, but she will be in a hiatus for all the months, so it will be only me. Yay! No, not really yay, but I'm sorry guys, you have to be with me for all the months. So, but I'm also willing to try something new. Like last time I tried Apex Legends, and I wasn't scared. It was funny, and I was like, "What?
It's a shooter.
It's
an
FPS,
so.
and I'm not scared."
Aww.
So it was pretty funny, and I'm planning to do a lot of new games and stuff.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Also, I will have some more Japanese streams because I met some Japanese VTubers that would like to collab with me. So.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice. I wish my Japanese knowledge was a little bit better.
Oh, and
maybe
they
I
want
should
to do some, learning Japanese streams.
Yeah, maybe I should do some learning Japanese streams myself, Duolingo or something.
Hey.
It's sometimes amusing as well.
Speaking of, I just reached 100 days, a 100-day streak for Japanese Duolingo yesterday.
Whoa, that's nice.
Hey.
I've been terrible at keeping up Duolingo when I was doing it. I might need to pick it up. And then we have Kururu Forever on Twitch. Do you have anything of note?
Yes, every Saturday from 8 p.m. Central European Standard Time, we do Reconnected, where we talk about Black African culture and African American culture as well.
Oh, okay. Well, be sure to check that out. They're all wonderful. All of my wonderful troupe here are wonderful streamers or people in general. Give them a lot of love, give them a follow, and be sure to check them out. As for me, I'm not streaming this weekend. Next week I have a full schedule ahead again, as per usual, because I like to keep busy on streams. But yeah, definitely check me out whenever I'm streaming as well. Thanks you everyone for joining. And we'll see. Let's see.
Are you gonna be finding someone to raid?
I was trying to. I was just thinking about raiding. Yes, just now. I haven't been looking. Let's see. There's quite some people online. But who do I want to raid, really? Could do...
Who deserves
Could-
the raid?
Could do my namesake, who's currently playing Elden Ring.
Still can't believe you guys have literally like almost the exact same name.
If I was more original with thinking of an original name for my VTube self, I would have thought of something else, because Heat of Fire Charmer is literally a freaking Yu-Gi-Oh card. So
If it
I am
works,
not
it works.
surprised.
Yu-Gi-Oh
No.
is cool.
I like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
I play Pot of Greed.
That allows me to
I
draw
just-
2 cards.
I just liked the artwork of the Charmer cards, and Hida, the Fire Charmer, was the card that sticked out the most to me. And that's what
Alright.
became my
Alright.
online persona at some point.
I gotta go because
Yeah. We're gonna end it. We're gonna raid
Alright.
Heat at the Fire Charmer. Thanks everyone for joining. Those who want to raid with us, you can do so by the raid message. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, I didn't spell that out right.
Take your time.
I know. There we go. Give Hida a lot of love. The other Hida, that is.